we should talk about Marc Cameron.
Yeah.
We're talking about this time.
Yeah.
Right.
Anybody
We owe him a couple.
We're gonna do. We were gonna do those 10.
Are we gonna bring
Yeah.
in James Cameron as well?
Who?
James Cameron?
No.
I don't know anything about Titanic. I've never seen it.
Me neither.
I saw it once, like
Or
a long
Avatar.
time ago.
Okay.
Marc Cameron is a local guy that writes. He's writing the new Tom Clancy books.
He's
the
a
second one.
Ex-U.S. Marshal.
Yes, and he lives here in
Probably
Alaska.
Arthur.
Travels
Yeah.
all over the world, and he's put us in his very first book.
Yeah, we were in
State of
book number.
Emergency?
Yeah, we were in State of Emergency, which is book 3.
Oh, 3. Okay.
So we were in book 3 on.
And he put our knives in.
The
book.
Severance is in that, and then
Right.
when we came out, when we decided to start making the
Chapter
Riot,
25.
Yes.
when we decided to start making the Riot, Mark got one of the first ones because we've always just owed him like a huge debt of gratitude. I don't know how to make it up to him for what he does for us.
Putting the shop and the blades in there.
Yeah, exactly. And so one of the first Riots that we ever had available, we gave to Mark as a thank you, and so he loved it. And so the Severance doesn't necessarily make it into the later books, but the Riot does because that's what Mark uses and likes. He uses,
And he makes a mean set of ribs.
and he makes a mean set
Really
of
good ribs.
Yeah, he does.
Yes, he does.
He's almost not allowed to come in unless he has ribs.
And he brought in and honey too. Honey with walnuts he
Yeah.
brought that in too. It's awesome. Yeah.
Yum.
Think about carrying a Severance every day. It's a lot, man. When
Yeah.
you carry with something like this
Yeah.
on a daily basis.
What was
Yeah.
the inspiration behind this? Does anyone?
The Riot?
Yeah.
A request by the Friends of the NRA to make them a knife, and then trying to not compete with them for the first year. So when we made it, honestly,
So you
that's
made it-
oversimplifying.
You made a skinning version.
Our
and then
very first design was the
forget it.
Severance.
I'm just looking.
After the Severance came
Hey.
the Amok. After the Amok came the Mac. And then
Easy. These are
when we did that Skinner, it just seemed natural to fill the
a
hole
lot.
between the Amok, which is just on the border of not being everyday carryable. It's just that. It's just too big.
Straight
It's
up
a
pack
mini
knife,
machete.
man.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
pack knife.
And so this allowed us to take kind of the brawn and the versatility of those two knives and make it into something that you could actually carry.
Okay.
But the original one, like you said, they're no joke. They're thick as
nasty.
shit. They're heavy.
They're just mini
I mean, they don't
crowbars.
look like it, but they're heavy knives.
I mean, I've carried mine almost every single day for like 3.5 years.
Yeah, see, and
and I use it on a daily basis.
Well,
It's great.
I mean, even though they're small, they're still pretty dangerous because a guy in Cordova
Oh, yeah.
was shucking
Shucking
oysters
oysters.
a bottle of wine deep, and he it broke the oyster shell and stuck himself, and then he jerked and stuck himself again. He had stitches all up his arm.
He got 6. I think it was 6 and 3. He got 6 stitches in his hand when he missed the oyster.
Yeah.
And then when he jerked, he got three more in his bicep.
Dang.
And stuck him. Yeah, he's
man.
shucking oysters with it.
He still comes in when he's
Oh
in
yeah,
town.
he's a great guy.
Nice
And
guy.
He
Still
the
gets
shitty
sharpened.
thing is he hadn't lived. He had moved to Cordova, and he hadn't lived in Cordova that long. And the only person he knew in town was his ex-wife. He's like, he had to call her up. Take him to the hospital. His ex-wife had to go take him to the hospital.
Oh God.
But they always have like a smile on their face, like when they tell a story.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, between Sam and the Severance, and then that,
Yeah, we had another friend tear his hand up pretty bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Any funny stories around this besides those?
Hunter?
I don't know, man. I've had this thing wedged and like hit my boot multiple
Didn't you
times.
stick it in your thumb when you were...
Oh yeah, I did. I was going to put it away, and I went like this, and I just filleted
Yep.
my whole thumb
Yep.
open.
I remember that.
Oh yeah, it was like flopped off, and I was like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Let's put that back on.
that back on.
Tape
Guy,
it,
when
put
he
it
was
around
making,
there.
so we do the Kydex in-house
Yeah.
as well, and Guy cut himself. He
Oh,
got
yeah,
bit
he
by
was
a
going
rat
like this.
really
Yeah.
He just
bad.
went shink.
Yeah, guy all down the side of his thumb.
So
Like, he didn't
mad.
get any bone or anything, but I mean, just every bit of meat that was there, he just right into it.
Oh man,
Ouch.
I think
you
it's
get so
finally
comfortable
healed
with
as,
this
like, a month
blade.
ago.
Man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
such a nice blade that you get so comfortable with it that you forget how
Yeah.
sharp it is.
Well, I think he was sharp because you don't usually give him sharp stuff.
Yeah, I sharpened it. I don't remember why I sharpened it. I normally give him knives dull. Because Guy makes all of our sheets. So all of our sheets are, I mean, we don't use a jig or none of that. They're all handmade, all
Custom
hand
made.
fitted and tested. and
Because we
everything.
had already sharpened all of them, and we needed extra Kydex sheets, and
That's
so
right.
we gave him one to fit. And
We were trying to fill so many orders that everything we had was sharpened.
Yeah.
Just trying to fill orders.
Yeah.
And realized that we needed
That's
And
not
then
a
that's-
standard belt loop. Is that supposed to sit like on the small of
Yeah,
your
it's a
back?
scout carry.
Scout
Oh.
carry, yeah.
Ooh.
Or on the front.
Yeah, it's the
No.
only thing
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't do
One
in
That
guy.
is the correct way.
Well,
Unless you want to stab your ass when you're putting it back in, right?
Oh, some guy did cut a sheath when he was trying to put it
yeah,
back
you
in.
cut the strap off.
Yeah,
Well, you could have it upside down.
you
and-
could. I mean, there's a bunch of different ways you can carry it, but most people wanted to be able to carry it scout carry in the small of their back while they're
Okay.
out hiking around and stuff.
It is really nice. Now, do you guys actually machine the G10 to have
Yes.
this specific pattern on
Yeah,
it?
Mike just hits a couple buttons on the CNC machine and it
You know,
She does all the
you know,
work.
Shut
does all
your
the
mouth. I know what's
Just a
involved
couple
in doing
buttons,
that.
man.
He's 3 steps away from being a machinist. But so you guys do machine this pattern into
Yep.
it for that
Yeah.
extra grip.
Yep.
Custom
then we
contour
use
grip,
VHB,
man.
and we
Okay.
basically industrial double-sided tape, put it on, let it cure for 72 hours with a bunch of weights on top of it and clamps. And then the titanium barrels keep it in place, and they're flared as well, so they don't move
Yeah.
around, they secure it. But yeah.
Okay.
Dawn's said he's
It's
gonna start working
to
on
put the
mine
handles
soon.
on just itself is like
He's
at
making me
least
that
like a
grind.
minimum like a 4-day process.
Oh, hollow
Okay.
like mine.
And they're all
Yeah,
in-house
recorded.
sharpened. Diamond
I don't know
D
what
out
he's
in the
gonna- I
valley
don't know
does our
what-
leather
I
sheaths.
don't know what he's gonna do.
But-
Well, all right.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's
Everything
gonna
else
get this
is
deal. I want
done here.
Almax
Dog
Steel,
tags.
too.
Everything gets
I
dog
don't
tagged.
know.
Yeah, see, I had someone the
How
other day
that's gonna
asking
work.
me about why they would spend the extra money for something like this when they're looking at one of the Benchmates down there that has a rubber handle on it.
Because the rubber
And I'm
handles
just
suck.
Because rubber handles fall apart.
Yeah, and this just is so much grippier.
Under heavy use, man.
Not that I don't like Benchmade knives, like they're
Yeah.
great knives. I have some myself, but my Carta is going to hold up so much better. And the rubber handles, they're what, like $110 or
Yep,
something?
yep, 110 bucks.
S30 's not-
102 actually.
I thought they went up.
No,
Stealthy.
the hook one went up.
Oh, okay,
To
the hook one.
110.
But
Okay.
I like Benchmates, but the rubber handle is just not going to hold up against our environment up here. I mean,
Yeah.
we have one of their folders, the Grizzly Bridge,
Yeah.
and that rubber is like starting to peel off. And the kid only had it for like a couple months, and it's just like it's falling apart. And so my card is definitely going to hold up a lot better for us up here, and for guys that are going to use it for what we think they're going to use it
Yeah.
for, which is everything and anything.
So in Alaska, if you're out in the swamp, out in the wet, out in there, I don't know about anybody else, but I've never been not soaked when I'm hunting here in Alaska. Like I always get
I
wet.
got lucky last time.
Like you always get wet. It doesn't matter. It's September, it's October, it's August. Like
Go
it's
caribou hunting this next fall.
it's wet.
Yeah.
So you need something that's going to be durable, that's not going to affect the way you hold your knife or use
one.
your knife
Nope.
in those
Yep.
conditions.
Yeah.
So you need heavier duty materials, something that's going to get sticky, something that's not going to
Yeah.
fall apart on you.
Well, and especially with the Riot I mean, it's so overbuilt on purpose, just
Yep.
because we do. As far as in this state, like there's a lot of custom makers up here, guys with awesome talent and everything, but you know, it's something like what do they say? Like 3% of knife makers can do it as a living.
Yeah, a
because,
fraction of them.
Yeah, because you just got to put so much work into
Yeah.
it and everything, and so to be able to sell our knives, our customs at a reasonable price, we have to, you know, we have the luxury of having a shop where we can set up
Flat
jigs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like when we order up a mass amount of steel, if we want to do a grind and then do a heat treat
So
and
this
then
is
do a
Almax, I
cryo
think you
and then
could-
do stone, you know, and then
There's
do, you know,
enough
and then
there.
drop
Do all
the
the
temper out and then do the
processes.
stone washing and then do
You
all that.
have
If you do it
the-
one at a time,
Economies of scale.
exactly. We're fortunate enough to have a shop that we have the economy of scale. So we can, and with the Riot, which means that, you know, like Bob and Ball is probably the most famous knife maker up here. But how often do you think he has a warranty claim? I mean, geez, in his entire career, maybe
Never.
4 times.
Yeah.
And it was usually user error.
And that's over the past 50
Yeah,
years.
I mean, yeah, he's been making knives for God knows how long,
Yeah.
but with us, we're making so many that I anticipate. You know, I'm always thinking like, if this fails on somebody, are they stuck? So we just, I mean, as strong as we can possibly make it. Like a lot of the knives in here that use, here's a good example. A lot of the knives in here that use like holes like we do, like the barrels. When you drill those barrels out, handle falls out.
Yeah, they're not glued on.
You can drill these
Like
barrels out,
Ontario's.
and you're still gonna need a hammer
Yeah,
to get these.
and a chisel.
Yeah, and a chisel to get these handles.
Ontario's,
Oh,
those scales are not glued on. They're
Yeah.
screwed on, so they're
It's
not
all-
Loctite or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you were to buy like a custom from a guy up here, like say you want to buy this from like a maker up here, you're gonna pay twice as much easily. So
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
a custom made knife like this, dude, you're paying $400, $500,
and we'll still warranty it,
Yeah.
and you get it's not
Yeah.
a bad price. I mean,
Yeah.
you can buy like a Rat 3 or a Rat 5.
For-
around,
And they're
like,
not Ontario
yeah,
is good stuff, but
they're
you
great.
get $10.95.
Yes,
Yep.
exactly.
But here with us, you get LMAX. You know what I mean? For
Even K110 is
Yeah.
better than
The
CPM.
most
you're gonna buy-
expensive
Nobody
Riot we
uses.
have is $374.
yeah, and that's
And
every
that's
option
with
we offer.
LMAX, that's with
Kydex,
Kydex,
Cryptech, which
Cryptech,
Cryptech Kydex
yeah.
ain't cheap.
Fancy
yeah.
stuff.
That's
Like,
that's.
it
I mean,
is-
Jesus Christ, that's it's what 3.5 or 4 times the amount of
Yep.
standard
And I mean,
Kydex.
to be
Wow.
fair,
Yeah, it is.
I
Yeah.
know it's a buzzword, but you'd be doing like outdoorsmanship, or you'd be using this
Don't
as like
say
a
it.
backup hunting knife. You already know what I'm
I
going
know.
for. Should I put a hashtag in my voice as I say it?
You can.
Hashtag bushcraft. No, but
If I ever hear one more
Dakota-
person say
God damn
camp
it!
knife, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
so as you guys, well, I mean,
So I use
let's
mine
be
for
honest.
that
Yeah,
purpose.
and you're not going to the person who gets it for that, which would be me. Like if I'm working on a cabin or something, I want something I can hack on real quick.
Yeah.
Or I want to go caribou hunting this next fall, so might be something I want to take instead of a little hatchet to break ribs.
Yeah,
You know.
you can pop
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, yeah,
totally
it
would.
You get this thing in
But-
that tendon, hit it with a little rock.
I mean, if
Or
it's-
even keep next to the campfire and you're breaking up shit.
yeah,
if it's
yeah.
me, man,
small
like-
kindling and shit.
Yeah, I
like,
mean, well, I mean, like
like trying to go
uh,
lightweight.
Like our friend Josh, he uses an outdoor axe made by Gransford.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not to shit on that, not to shit on that at all. You know what I think about Gransford? They're
They're
amazing.
Yeah, they're amazing,
$181.
yeah.
But it's
axe.
100. Yeah, 100. I think it's an up. I thought it went up.
$181.
$181 for that axe. So if you spend another $50-$60, you have a custom knife that can do the same thing, but you
Plus
can also
more.
take
Well,
take it out and do
my,
all the same
uh,
things.
Oh, it's more compact too.
It is.
My
Yeah,
point
exactly.
was
Not as
more
much
on
weight in the kit.
the
Sheath?
sheath option is that like, yeah, you can get the Cryptech sheath for this, but like the average person who's actually going to use this knife is going to prefer leather.
I mean,
Right.
we
They,
should.
they
we
will.
should.
That's why we have a leather sheath.
We should give a shout out to.
Oh yeah,
D.
Diamond D
for
making
sure.
a killer ass sheath.
Yeah,
They make
he-
all our
I
leather
prefer the
sheaths.
leather sheath personally because it's going to
Thanks, Mike,
be
for the
easier to
idea.
put back.
Yeah,
It's
They
going to
stole
be
enough
easier to
our
keep
ideas.
clean.
but we did.
Yeah,
Maybe-
it's just
Maybe if
nicer
you're in the
overall
lower
to
48.
And we got.
Yeah.
But with
Otherwise, it
that,
folds up here.
and he's so busy. I mean, and he's the best in the state.
Yep.
Where what do you? I mean, I'm not good at leatherwork. So you want a sheet made by me? I don't even want a sheet made by me.
Yeah, like I'll,
And
I'll
so
give
I
you
don't want to
some
make them
duct
for
tape
other
and-
people. It's just going to be constantly.
And we've tried several different like styles, like just a regular pouch sheath.
Yeah.
We've tried. I mean,
Yeah.
I
but they
really
always
like
get,
that.
but they
And
always get
nice.
expensive. And this is you can carry it your left side, your right side. You can carry
Yeah.
it in the back. You can carry it in the front. You can cross draw.
Yeah,
scout
and I
carry.
think what is it? Even if you buy it with the Kydex and you decide you want the leather option too, which a lot of our customers buy both options.
Yeah.
It's only like 35
yep.
bucks.
Yep. Which is like
35
a
bucks for that
fucking
sheet.
steal for a
Yeah,
sheet.
is a steal for what Diamond
And
D
he did a
does.
nice job sealing it with the two tone.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
fully
and
sealed,
snap,
fully
everything.
Yep.
sewn.
He's out in the Matanuska Valley, right?
Yeah,
He's out
he's
in
out
Wasilla.
Wasilla, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and when we were trying to decide what we were going to do for sheets, like Kydex, we got handled no problem. We've been doing it in house for God knows how long. But when we were leather, it's like
How
I
long
mean,
did we take to find a leather like sheath?
We tried a couple.
when
of
Ray
people.
was still here.
Yeah, we tried a couple of those places in the lower 48.
Yep.
Right.
Nothing really panned out, and Diamond D luckily made space for us because he's I mean,
He loves it.
He's
We
busy.
buy sheets.
He
We buy like
does.
100 at a time. From him.
yeah, I mean, when we
He
bought
does the
Riot,
back sheath. He does
Yep.
now the
yeah,
Riot
he does
sheath.
the Riot. He does two versions of the Mac sheet for us
Yep.
too.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he
left
does-
and right-handed.
And we did the
like-
square ones at first.
Yeah.
And he did a bunch for Ray.
Yeah, and he's always accommodating. In
Yeah.
fact, when we ordered these, he beat our deadline by. We gave him like a 2-month deadline, and 2 months until we preferred to have them.
Yeah, like
we
a
didn't
lead
give him a
time.
deadline.
I think
and
he was out of
beat it by
town.
like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
He beat our deadline. By,
Dude,
yeah, he beat our
and-
deadline
and
by like
yeah,
3 weeks. Yeah,
just insane amount
and
of
the
sheets.
quality was even more than I expected. And I've seen his Mac,
Yeah.
the sheets he makes with Mac. I knew what to expect, and he knocked it out of the park with that.
Have you ever been
sheet.
to a shop?
I have not.
It's this giant like warehouse.
I've been to his old shop, not his new shop.
Yeah, and they've got like tanning beds and stuff in there, and they've got a safe where they
Oh,
keep
they're
like
making
all
their
of
own
the
leather
samples
then.
for all the knives.
Oh.
They
They
tan
make-
everything.
I mean, that old
Oh,
belt
wow.
I had
Yep.
was an
Yeah.
original Palmer leather
Yeah.
sheath.
I wear a diamond.
Yeah.
D belt.
but they've got like
90 on the website.
Something
I
like
think
that,
so.
90 bucks.
Yeah.
They
they're
got
nice. But he has
for
the
that.
he
Yeah,
has the
90
gun
bucks for a
belts.
belt, 35 for that.
But he
sheet.
has the gun belts too with the
Yeah,
steel or the
and
Kydex.
he does. They're dual lined with they have Kydex inserts in them, so they don't fold if you're wearing a gun on, or if you want a gun or whatever you're carrying up here.
Yeah, that's what I
Heavyweight.
got.
Yeah,
Duty-
that's what
duty
Doug wears.
belt.
Yeah. But what's nice is it's a heavy duty belt.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like like some nylon contraption.
Yeah.
It's a nice.
There's 2 minutes left.
It's not tactical
Yeah.
at all. It's
I'm glad we got
classy.
to.
Well, and
throw
they're
out a
like-
little-
Diamond D, man.
And they're like a nice
Good
enough
leather.
company that we really do try to keep it local. So I mean,
Yeah.
we're local and we've been doing business with them so long that they want to like help us continue with that
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
Well, I
Even
mean, you're
though-
part of their supply chain. You help
Yeah.
them keep capacity.
Yes.
So although they might
Yeah.
not be making a ton of money, they keep the skilled
I mean,
labor.
they make
and
a
the
good amount of
equipment.
Diamond D
Yeah.
makes that 500 holster for that big box company. We're not going to say.
Yeah. Diamond D really did us well on this. I can't
Yeah.
wait
Thank you.
until we get some amok stuff. out
Oh,
of them.
dude.
Oh, it's
In a
gonna be a
muck
nightmare.
diamond. Oh,
That'd be
people are
sweet.
People are going to freak out.
Yep. And that's
And
the
just to
Riot.
confirm one more time,
We're gonna wrap it up.
wait, this knife exists?
It-
Are you sure it
It
exists?
does
exists.
exist.
The amok?
It's not a
There it is.
hologram.
I
This
swear.
is more real than Tupac.
Tupac is real. He looks like all these.